They asked if there were anybody that had any ideas that would bring something culturally, our Hispanic culture, to New Braunfels. And I just kind of thought, nobody has Dia De Los Muertos. And so I raised my hand, and a couple of days later, I get a call from the chamber, and they're asking if I would be, if it'd be okay if I ran the very first Dia De Los Muertos here in New Braunfels. And we prayed for about 500 people to show up, and we probably had about 2,000. So it was incredible. I didn't really know at that time when I raised my hand what I was getting myself into. I just knew I was excited about the culture coming to New Braunfels.
I am the chair for the Dia De Los Muertos. We have so many vendors this year, 106 this year. We have 2 stages. We have 3 folklorico dancers, 3 mariachis. We bring in an Americana stage, so that way people feel that it's open to everyone, not just to the Hispanic community.
My favorite part about this event is you feel the presence of everyone who has passed on, especially when after we're done with the ofrenda and people start putting their pictures of their loved ones. As the day goes on, it's kind of the focal point of the whole festival, and you can just feel the love and the presence of everyone. They're showing their pictures, they're taking pictures in front of their loved ones. There's tears, there's memories, there's laughing. It's just the community, and not just the community in New Braunfels, because a lot of communities celebrate this event, but it's just feeling the spirit of the loved ones.
It's a celebration of life. Have you lost somebody that you loved? Everybody. Death is inevitable, right? And so, there is a time of mourning, but this day is a day to celebrate their life. This day is to share every story that you remember. And this day is to put their picture up in your home, to have their candle lit, to have their favorite things on your ofrenda. This day is not a day to be sad. It's a day to have a celebration in honor of their life and what they brought to your life.
We get up pretty early in the morning to decorate the ofrenda and get it ready for the festival the day of. It feels like as soon as we start getting those pictures up and we're done, those monarchs who are already in the area, they're migrating this time of year anyway, but all of those butterflies just start to fly around, and that's always such an emotional, we all notice it at the same time. They're just fluttering around all the pictures and they land on things, and it's really, really special. It's really not a celebration that's ever been celebrated here in New Braunfels. So that was special when people realized, like, wow, this is kind of big for New Braunfels to do, and they've really embraced it.
To me, it's not the bands or the folklorico dancers. Now that's a plus, but to me, it's bringing the community together.
I think it's important. I think they, when we put their pictures up on our ofrendas, it's meaningful, and there's always the little signs, and I would hope that they are proud of everything that we do. Every year, the reason it gets bigger is because we're doing our best to educate that it's a celebration of life. It's nothing to be scared of, because I think it kind of had that imprint when we first started. People really didn't understand what we were doing and why are there skulls, and it's universal to lose somebody, and I think it's important to be able to celebrate that person or that animal or whoever you've loved And I think that's, at the end of the day, that really mattered.
Keeping their remembrance alive is what I feel that is what in Dia De Los Muertos is.
I think for me, asking me now, it's leaving that legacy for my daughters.
I would do my best to describe Dia de los Muertos in New Braunfels as a festivity where you honor your loved ones. It's a festivity where you will have your Mexican culture foods. You will have other foods there as well. You'll have music to celebrate all day your loved one. The ofrenda, which is a staged area where you can bring the picture of your loved ones so everybody can remember them. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But we would encourage everybody to definitely next year visit Dia de los Muertos event, just to show the culture of how powerful it is to remember our loved ones who've gone before us. It didn't cross my mind as much to celebrate it until the loss of our little girl. We brought it back into our home, and we look forward to it because we know that we're going to have friends come over and sit here and talk about her, just like we did last night. You know, we talk about good times, even though there's tears, but perhaps we ended up with happy tears, and that's when everybody comes over and brings over her favorite, and which this morning, the candles, candy, Dr. Peppers, all went to her resting site. The Isabella Foundation actually started with her friend from middle school. Her friend, it was called the Izzy Project prior to the Isabella Foundation. So about maybe a year or two later, we started the 501c Isabella Foundation. And our mission statement is to offer resources by paying for initial mental health visits if there is no insurance from the child's parents. Locally, we do some events, but Dia de los Muertos does touch our heart. Maybe it signifies my loved one, so that kind of is where we definitely don't miss this event. Possibly we're going on our 5th year of us spreading it, and it's not an organization that I want to get big. I just want the organization to have cause to say when you come to my booth, you're not going to come to a booth that it shocks people. It does surprise them, but that's why we're there. We're there to talk to the kids, and they tell us their stories. I would think and hope that she'd be proud of me. Isabella Foundation is not going to have the answers for everything. We're going to have the resources to offer our parents whose children are hurting themselves, or who are thinking of harming themselves, or who have questions or thoughts is, I think my child may be hurting. That's what we're here for, to offer immediate resources.
I just can only imagine how I get excited every year for this event, and I just know that it touches our community, and there's so many other people in our community that get excited about it. And I'm just thankful that we are able to bring this to New Braunfels, Texas. And again, like, I don't do this for myself. I do it first and foremost for my children, to have that foundation and the legacy. And then I do it for my community, because what were we before Dia de los Muertos? I don't know. It's in my DNA, my bloodstream. I can't imagine this town without having this festival every year. So my prayer is that it continues for many, many years, to be able to be an outlet for our community and our culture, and just everybody that wants to visit, and to have a great day, and to be able to celebrate life.